Hey guys, Coach Winters here, back in the gym. Today's video is an introduction video. I'm going to be kind of talking about what we're going to be doing online in Canvas, and this first part of it's going to be kind of explaining what my expectations are, what I expect, how I expect you to be safe, how I expect you to behave in an online type of setting. So stick with me, and I'm going to walk you through each step. Okay, so I'm back in my office. It's messy as usual, but it's the way it goes when you're a gym coach. All right, so let's start off talking about how we should behave and how we should act and ask questions and things like that when we're online. Okay, so step one is I want you to use your camera. Okay, so your camera has to be on. Okay, so that's step one. Make sure your camera's on. Step two, once you join the meeting, I want your microphone to be muted. Okay, as soon as you join the meeting, I want you to mute your microphone. Some of you have been having feedback issues and stuff like that, and once all of you are talking at once, I can't get the class started. So first two things you do are turn on your camera so I can see you, and secondly, I want you to turn off your mic. So camera on, mic off. Cool. Now, since we're talking about the microphone, something I want to mention is I'll have this little symbol with me. This symbol right here. If you ever see me hold this symbol up to my microphone, that means I want everybody in the classroom to stop what they're doing, okay, and mute their mic, okay? So if you see this symbol that says no mic, if you see me hold it up, that means that it's way too many people talking at once, or I'm having technical issues and I need everybody to mute their mic. If you see me hold this symbol up right here on your screen, that means mute your mic as fast as you can. Now let's talk about the chat, okay? We all know that you can chat, and you probably use that chat for your like inside your classroom and your actual classes with your teachers. When you're with gym and when you're in special area, unless we specifically have an assignment where we want you to chat, but for PE, for me specifically, I don't want you using the chat, okay? I'll be up, especially when we come back together. I'll be up moving around the gym. I'm going to be up helping you with exercises. I'm going to be doing some of the exercises, and I won't be right in front of my screen. I won't be able to do and help you with the activities if I'm typing at the same time. I wish I was like a superhero that had like 4 arms, but I'm not. So I'm just going to ask you not to chat. If you have questions, wait till about the lesson or something you were wondering, or something you just want to ask me. Wait until after the lesson's over. Send me a message on Canvas, or you can send me an email, okay? That's how I want you to communicate. Now, as we're chatting, maybe at the beginning, there'll be times in the lessons where I'll say, okay, now, does anyone have any questions? So there's a little hand icon inside there that you can touch, and only if you have a question pertaining to what we're talking about. So the workout that we're doing that day, if you have a question about what we're doing, what activity we're doing, that's the only time you raise your hand, okay? And I will only ask at certain times. So, for example, we'll go through our introduction, we'll do our warm-ups, and then I'll go through what we're going through, and I'll say, now, class, if you have a question, use the raise hand icon, okay? If you raise your hand any other time, coach is not going to be able to stop and answer that question right then and there, but you will have several opportunities through the class to ask questions, okay? Now, I know some of you are going to want to answer some questions that your friends are going to ask, okay? So just let coach handle that. I'll answer all the questions, okay? So in other words, when someone else is speaking, okay, wait till they get done speaking, wait till I get done speaking before you raise your hand, and I will call on you to speak, okay? Just wait your turn, in other words. Now, another thing I want to mention is that when it's your special area day for PE, you need to be dressed appropriately for PE, okay? So that means you need to have like workout clothes on, you need to have, your whole body covered, because you're going to be on camera and you're going to be doing jumping jacks, you're going to be doing all these things. I want to make sure that you're wearing appropriate gym wear, okay? So make sure you're wearing clothes that you can work out in that are not revealing it whatsoever, okay? Make sure you're wearing clothes that can cover your whole body and, protect yourself that way, okay? Now, let's talk about what it's going to look like in PE if you're a distance learner or you're remote learning. So if you're learning online, it's going to look different. And when you come back to school, I'm going to make a separate video of what it's going to be like when you're a hybrid student, okay? So it's going to be different when you come back to school, and it's going to be very different when you're online. So I'll start out and give you kind of a timeline of how each class goes, okay? So the way that we have it mapped out now, the way Coach has it mapped out is you're going to log on during your time in special area, okay? So everyone's special areas times are different. So when you're in your homeroom class, when you're with your teacher, they'll say, okay, it's time for special area. Make sure you go find that link and go to your special area, whether it's art, music, PE, STEAM, whatever it is, make sure you get to the correct link, okay? And you can see that on my Canvas page. All you have to do is go to my Canvas page, find your homeroom teacher's name, and you just scroll your little cursor over there. And when you find your teacher's name, you click it, and it'll open up the box to where you can go to my team's meeting, okay? That's all you gotta do to join. Now, once you've joined, you should see a timer, okay? There'll be a timer that's counting down from 5, and there'll be some music playing, and you'll be able to see my essential question for the day, my EQ for the day. You'll be able to see the key terms that we're going to be going over for that day, and there might be some extra information on there. So make sure that you know you're in the right place when you see a countdown timer, okay? And you'll see my little Bitmoji on there with the soccer ball, and you'll see all this stuff. So make sure that you read the EQ for today, because that's what we're going to be going over, and I'm going to ask you about that in the middle all throughout the lesson. I'm going to ask you things that pertain to the EQ, and then I'm going to go over key terms with you too. So those key terms are going to be very important, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, once the timer finishes and it goes off, we're going to actually be starting the lesson. Then I'll be live. You'll be able to see me. You'll be able to hear me, and I'm going to go through the whole lesson with you. Sometimes I'll be playing some videos, kind of showing you what it is we're going to be doing, stuff like that. But we'll always start with some warm-ups. I'll do some warm-ups with you. I may even pick a few people to help me think of some warm-ups or think of the things that we can do for the day. But we'll start with warm-ups, and then we'll go into the lesson. Now, with the lesson, it's going to be very, very different from what you're used to with PE. This year, because of COVID-19, the physical education is completely different, both online and in person, okay? Right now, this video is focusing on what I want you to do while we're online, okay? So I'm about to dive into that and explain to you what it looks like. Now, like I said, it's very, very different, okay? So with this year, I'm gonna try my best to incorporate all the things that I would normally like to do. It's gonna be a whole new learning curve for me and for you. A lot of the time, we're gonna be doing a lot of, workout types of things. We're gonna be getting our heart rate up. We're gonna be doing all kinds of different things. I'm gonna try my best to throw in all the standards that I can possibly meet as a physical education teacher. But that being said, it's very, very different. It's going to be very structured, and it's going to be more exercise oriented, okay? We're going to be focusing on how to keep ourselves healthy during this pandemic, okay? And you'll see in the first lesson how it's going to flow and the things we're going to do. But, you need to have some water, a towel, some things to keep by, because we're going to be working out pretty hard. Now, before we start that workout and everything, like I said, I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me questions. I'll go over what we're going to be doing the workout that day, and all of our essential question and our key terms. I'll be going over all of that, okay? And then I'm going to give you time right before we start to ask questions. So I'll probably limit ourselves to about 3 to 4 minutes there, letting people ask questions that only pertain to what we're doing that day, okay? So for instance, you can ask me about, hey, how did I do that workout again, coach? Am I supposed to do it this way? Okay, and that's a good example. A bad example would be like, hey, coach, do you like pineapples? Okay, so those are two different types of questions. So remember that I only want you to ask questions during that time about the actual workout. And then after I take some questions, and we'll jump into the workout. And then after the workout, we'll do a little cool down and, kind of stretch and do some things to get our body back cooled down. And then I will go over the key terms and the EQ, and I'll ask you some more questions, and then I'll give you another chance to ask me questions, okay? And then we're getting close to the end of the lesson. So after you ask me questions, there'll be a closure, and I'm about to tell you what you're supposed to do for your closure. Now, because of that we're online, your closure is going to be very, very different, okay? Right now, we're all strictly online, okay? We're all remote learners, okay? All of you are remote learners, okay? So that being said, since you're a remote learner, you need to go to my Canvas, and you will see different modules. Like there's one that's called Module 1, PE Workout, Safety and Expectations. That's the one we're doing right now, okay? And then next week, there'll be Module 2, okay? And that will be another workout. But inside of those modules, there will be some sort of like question, okay? It might be a short quiz. It might be, I want you to type out a discussion, or I might want you to have a discussion with the rest of your classmates pertaining to a question. There'll be something there that you need to do, or it might be you need to upload a video of you doing like a specific thing, so I can check your form and see how you're doing on certain things. Okay, so there's going to be The first part's going to be where the video's at, and you can rewatch the video. And then there's going to be a second one that says like quiz or discussion. Make sure you click that because you have one of those due with me every week. Now, with those discussions and those things like that, questions and quizzes, I open those up every single week on Monday. Okay, so you can see it on Monday. So why I'm telling you this, why it's important is if you log in on Monday, you can see it. But your gym day may not be till Friday. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, well, Coach, if my gym day is on Friday and it's due on Friday, that's not fair for people that have gym on Monday. And you're right, it's not fair. But I'm opening it up for everyone in your grade level on Monday. So you can go and watch the video and do the assignment on Monday if you want to. Okay. Now, if you have class later in the week, you need to go on there and look at the questions and fill them out, because I will give you until Friday at midnight to turn that in before it closes. Once it closes, then you haven't done your assignment, and it's going to affect your grade in a bad way. Now, I want you to be a go-getter, and I want you to get on there, and I want you to watch the video or read the discussion, and then I want you to do your discussion or the quiz right after that, okay? Now, if you're confused about something, okay, don't submit the quiz. Send me an email, send me a message on Canvas, be like, I don't understand this, Coach, and I will walk you through it the best I can, okay? But each week in PE, you're going to have something due for that week that you need to turn in to me, okay? And the way that we do that is through Canvas, all right? If you have any questions about how to do that, you need to send me a message, okay? And that's it. So that's what's going to look like while we're remote. I'm going to be doing the best to try to answer all your questions as quickly as I can. I will not let your message sit longer than 24 hours. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can, okay? But that's it. I know it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be something to kind of get used to. My main thing is, though, I want you to be engaged and I want you to be safe, okay? I want you to be in a safe environment. I want you to give yourself plenty of room. Those are the things that's really important to me, more than anything else, okay? Just be attentive. You must be at every class meeting, okay? Or that will hurt your attendance, okay? So the two things that you get graded on for the most part in gym, especially during remote learning, is attendance and participation, okay? So the attendance is you have to show up to the meeting and you have to be there, okay? So when it's your day for special area, I need you to be at PE, okay? Because if you're not, then that's going to affect your attendance grade. Now, participation is a lot of things, okay? It means you have to be active on Canvas, you have to be active during the class, okay? And you have to be doing the things that I've laid out for you to accomplish for that day and for that week, okay? If you're doing those two things, you're going to make an A in gym, okay? But if you're not doing one of those two things, I'll be sending you messages and touching base with you to make sure that there's not something going on, okay? That also, there might be something going on your end that you need to tell me about. If your computer's messing up, or your iPad's messing up, or you're having trouble logging on, or you can't find the link, there's tons of stuff that could go wrong. But it's up to you to tell me so that I can help you fix those things. Because if you don't and you just let it go, then it's going to affect your grade, okay? So make sure you have an open contact and communication with me, okay? Cool, and that's it. That's what PE is going to look like while we're remote learning. I'll make a separate video once we go hybrid. So if you're a student that's going to be a hybrid type student, there's going to be more rules that you need to know when you come back to Avoca in the gym, okay? But that's a separate time. Let's just focus on figuring out how we're going to do this online first, and then we're going to move over to hybrid, okay? I'm so excited about this week. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be new. We're going to get sweaty. We're going to have a good time. I'm telling you, it's going to be really, really, really fun, okay? Go Dragons.